This is a dual drive DC motor controller. It has a continuous output of 60 amps per output, so the left and right motor. It'll take in 10 to 45 volts DC, peak current of 100 amps, and I managed to fry the right motor output driver. I did something, short-circuited something, hooking it up or test running it something, and I got a big flash of light and sparks and smoke and everything like that on the right side. And that must have put it into a short circuit condition. Resetting the power, I still can't use the left side. So we're going to do a little bit of looking and see if we can figure out what happened on this right hand side and if I can fix it or do a temporary fix on the right hand side so I can run the left hand side. So this is, it's all open and there's nothing enclosed here. It's just enough to protect you from hopefully getting your fingers and stuff, but it was this area here that I saw a big flash and sparks flying around. So I'm assuming something happened to one of these MOSFETs. But we'll take a look once we get the top off. We have a couple of connectors for the fan. Set that piece out of the way. And normally what we want to look for when we've fried an electronic component, is there any discoloration or deformation of the component? And this was the general area that that spark came from. So we'll take a look at these components here and see if we see anything out of the ordinary. Pencil here. So a quick glance. None of them seem to be puffed up, melted. Nothing right away stands out. The only thing that stands out right now, so you see this little black mark here, and none of the other parts to this part of the drive have that black mark. And I also see something here, some sort of spray or something that was, yeah, it's actually in line with that black mark. So there's a possibility that something happened there. We'll jump to the left side and you can see that there is nothing there. So that is certainly an oddity and probably not normal. Certainly does look like metal too, and it feels like it. It's rough, and it's also seems to be melted a little bit into this plastic housing. If I follow around and come to this side and look, see if I can get it to focus. Maybe I'll zoom in some. Oh. Right there. Come here. Right there's a crack in the plastic. It starts here and it comes to the back side of that MOSFET right there. crack right there. So this one certainly had a failure. I don't see anything else on the other ones. So I'm going to give it a whirl and see if I can desolder that. I did do some looking online earlier. This is an NCE branded MOSFET, not something I can find in the United States. Infineon makes something that I think is close, has similar properties. So I'll have to order some of those and then try to install it. But for now, I'm going to try to desolder this MOSFET. So it's been a long time since I have tried to desolder a surface mount component. I've done some rereading of how to do it, but we're going to try and see if I can get this to work. We want to remove this one right here. Only cleaned up the solder joint. So something else we can do, because we are removing it, and clip these legs, take those off by themselves. And a lot of the heat then won't be sucked away on the board itself. And then I can focus on just trying to get this off the pad. So I think I'll try that. Nuts. Okay, so I lifted that pad. Fortunately, it comes to this solder joint here, so I should be able to make that work. We're gonna have to investigate that component there and see if I completely destroyed that too. So, demonstration of how not to do this. We'll still see if we can get this off and then go from there. just like that. A lot of heat necessary to break that loose. I got it out there. I have no idea how I'm going to get it to go back on. I'll check that component there that I caught with the side cutters. And this, more than likely, I should probably replace this MOSFET as well. So I got a second try at trying not to do this again. Starting on the second one here. That one. I did a better job this time clipping the legs so I can concentrate my heat on removing from the large pad and then come back and get the legs off. I'll let my soldering iron heat up, and while I do that I will heat this area with my hot air gun or heat gun, whatever you want to call it, and go from there. See the solder starting to bubble over here, I think. Yep, there we go. Keep some heat on it. There. That went better. Uh-oh. That's no good. Why did you do that? There we go. Oh, we gotta get these two pads off. The resistors and whatever these are will take off a very similar way that we did these. We'll heat up back and forth and get them off, but I'll wait to do those.